So I just started watching Get Out, and what I thought was going to happen didn't necessarily happen in the movie, which is a good thing. It was actually not terrible. It's only just under 2 hours, so yay for a short attention span. So my theories prior to going in, which again got blown completely out of proportion, was kind of making like the Stepford Wives, where you have this very prim and proper person, you know, whatever, they're trying to essentially create this person. So that was my thought going in. So I wasn't sure exactly what was going to happen. And of course, as the movie progressed, you know, you have the black boyfriend, and then you have the black maid and the black groundskeeper, and they're all very, oh, hey, welcome. This is outside of my character. I speak like a prim and proper person. Not that they obviously can't, but it's just very out of the ordinary, which is hilarious that Chris has this friend Rod, who's just all sorts of, you know, like, dude, white people are crazy. Can I just say that? You never actually watching this entire, see, this is all jumbled. This is the most jumbled review ever. Typical of me. So you have his friend Rod, who essentially said, hey, don't go in that house. And of course, that's the last line that he says of the movie as they drive away is, I told you not to go in there. Like, dude, foreshadowing and like comic relief all wrapped into one. It was pretty great. But so yeah, white people be crazy. They'd be crazy, yo. It is kind of not funny, but in a sense that Chris is interacting with all these people and he's like, hey brother, what's going on? And the guy, Logan, I believe his name is, was like, oh, hello, how's it going? And of course they did, him and Chris and Rod did some internet searching or whatever searching and figured out that he's from Brooklyn and people from Brooklyn don't look like that or talk like that, and it was just kind of like, wow, what's wrong with you? It's also kind of interesting to see how like, I don't know anything about hypnosis, probably for the best, but I kind of felt for Chris near the end when he's tied up, and then you have the like the sound of the spoon in the cup, and you kind of, when that originally happened, I'm like, yep, that's what it is. He's becoming hypnotized and he doesn't even know it, because, and you hear it. And you're like, oh, well, that's just great. So you have the clinking, and then the flash kind of snaps him out of it. It's interesting that there is something that specific, I guess, that can, you know, get them out of the trance, like snapping your fingers or whatever. But a flash, like flash photography, essentially is what did it. Is kind of interesting. So, you know, at the end when he's tied up and he's like, well, snap, and of course he's smart enough, which is awesome, by the way, sticking the stuffing in his ears, so he's like, okay, well, I have to just like act like I'm out, and then after that, you know, whatever. It did have a small feeling of the Stepford Wives and the fact that they're creating someone that doesn't exist, based out of people who already do. But of course, I kind of, like, during this entire movie, when everything starts to kind of fall into place on where the plot's going, dude, I wanted to, like, scream at the TV and being like, dude, white people be crazy, what the hell? Like, if there's anything whatsoever about, like, oh, well, what do you think of this, and what do you think of this, and what do you think of this, being very obviously racist, yeah, get the F out while you can, because damn. So anyway, this movie was actually not terrible. I didn't really have any expectations going in aside from thinking it'd be like the Stepford Wives, and I was actually pleasantly wrong in that. So yeah, I just wanted to run down the movie really fast and tell you that I saw it and tell you that white people be crazy. It was actually good. So go see it. Aside from that, if nothing else, know that it actually was entertaining. But actually, if you think about it, it would be more, as like a serious aside here, if we had a role reversal, if it was a black family trying to get like white people to be their servants and maids and groundkeepers and stuff, which is not necessarily out of the norm, but this was so like stereotypical racist that like you have the white privileged people and you have their like their colored like help essentially. I don't know where I'm going with this. It was good. Go see it. That's all I got.